Today's episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio is brought to you by Gamers Inn, your one-stop location for all your gaming needs. Located in Lehigh City, Utah, their fun and friendly staff will be more than happy to answer any of your gaming needs. Just remember, Gamers Inn, it's where adventures begin.
It's time to power up.
Autobots, roll out! Broadcasting live from the DCR studio.
Oh yeah!
The Geek Revolution starts here.
Excellent!
Get ready for the #1 hit geek radio show out there.
Well, it is impressive, isn't it?
Because it's time for Dungeon Crawlers Radio.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Alright, everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Crawlers, where we're in a private soundproof booth. That means if Mackenzie squeals really loudly, only we will hear it. It will not echo throughout
Squeals?
the entire
Squeals.
convention
No.
floor.
She snorts.
I think
And
he's
laughs.
referring to Pennywise.
I'm referring to Pennywise going ultrasonic Mackenzie.
Did everyone see that? Because I had to rewatch it like 6 times.
Yeah.
Why would you rewatch that?
See, the best part is Eliza sent me another copy from a different angle.
Oh, good. So
Wait,
you actually
what?
see her popping
Yes.
the balloon? So can we edit those two together?
If you want, I'll send it to you, then you can.
Okay, because
Oh, dear.
that's
I
the
know.
worst part about being right next to her
You
is
put
that I
it
didn't
down,
see
kind of, yeah.
her reaction because her head was in the way. No offense. What? I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
And it was just a perfect response when someone is posing like with a balloon.
However,
it was
the
beautiful.
audio is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm also impressed about FearCon's audio for the audio recording.
Yeah.
It came through surprisingly clean.
Yes. So, we've got lots of things to talk about. But the biggest thing is our topic today, which is why...
Is that Halloween died and that now we're past the season and
Yeah,
we're
Halloween's
in mourning?
dead. It's dead.
Now it's Christmas.
It's,
Ew.
No. No.
Let the debate start
There-
what season it is.
There's still turkeys. We got to do turkey season.
We have to worship the turkeys. Daniel says we have to worship
Yes.
the turkeys. But
does
Mackenzie's
not
saying
sound right.
it's time for the tree.
No, I hate Christmas.
So do I.
Okay, Mackenzie's saying bah humbug. Really? You're saying bah humbug?
I have always hated it. My birthday is 5 days after Christmas. My birthday has always been crapped on because of Christmas.
And Christmas,
So do a half birthday in June.
whatever. Christmas is just
Yeah,
a
it's not the
commercialized
same.
nightmare.
It's not the same.
Am I the only one who's actually enjoyed Christmas?
Probably.
Probably.
I growing up, I hated it. My birthday presents always showed up in Christmas wrapping paper, or I got a half Christmas and a full birthday, or a full Christmas and a half birthday. But my siblings got full both, and my parents always tried to convince me that it was so much better that I got a full one or the other. When I knew the math, a full birthday and a full Christmas does not even compare to a full Christmas and a half birthday, or vice versa. Yeah.
My wife has the same problem, and I try to make sure that she gets twice as many presents.
Yeah,
as
well,
anything
I
else.
mean, two of my
When's
kids
her birthday?
have birthdays right after Christmas,
Like,
and
just
they,
a couple days afterwards.
yeah, my kid, I have two kids that have that, and it's like Christmas, birthday, yeah.
I have a T-shirt that has the Grinch on it, and it says "Bah Humbug," and I wear it every Christmas Eve at work
Awesome.
or Christmas party. It depends on which comes first.
So this kind of works because I
You
mean,
guys are kind of humbuggers.
Santa
aren't you?
Claus and that they're myths, right?
Humbug, dude.
So the show is to talk about why myths and legends are such a part of geek culture.
like
Can we-
Santa Claus.
Do we have to say geek culture, or can we just say culture?
Well, I mean, culture. Geek culture is pretty much culture now.
Let's be honest, it's true.
I mean, honestly,
We're cool now.
you look at Thor. I mean, that is Norse mythology. It's now part of culture because of Thor. We've
I love
got several different things. I mean, you can even go so far as to look at the TV series Lucifer, which is loosely based off of the Lucifer comic line. That's based off of,
The myth and legend of Satan.
yeah. So I mean, there's lots of stuff out there.
And then there's
I mean,
the entire supernatural thing.
there's supernatural,
Look at Harry Potter.
Harry
You've got
Potter.
griffins. You've got all the ancient creatures.
dragons, griffins, giants, goblins.
Batman has. I seem to remember
Lions
him.
and tigers and bears, oh my.
Batman's faced Dracula. I mean, that's a myth and a legend all itself.
Well, it's because these are like the classic. These were the comic book heroes before there were comic book heroes, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 years ago. It just makes
a way,
sense that
yes.
these old legends and stories and mythic tales that we've heard since we were children all of a sudden resonate with what if they were against our modern day heroes? What if we could fight these legends, these myths? What would this, and maybe that is even where some of these superheroes have come from, especially in Thor's case. How would modern day deal with these legends and myths? What if they were real? I mean, these are tales that have been told since we were little kids.
Yeah, and I really like how they've swung that with Thor, that they are from another realm, and they've come here many times before, and they are pretty much aliens or whatever, and have these mystical powers that we see as godly powers. I mean, come on. A guy can swing this hammer and destroy mountains or fly through the air, create lightning bolts. That, to primitive humans that have not experienced science and technology as we have, could see that as magic or godly powers.
I love that's actually one of my favorite scenes in Thor is explaining the tree of Yggdrasil and all that.
Yeah.
And then actually my nerd is showing because after I watched that, like I'm talking like premiere weekend.
Yeah.
After I watched that, I went and I read, I can't even tell you how many articles about Norse mythology because it's been years since I've looked at it.
Yeah.
Because they touched on it in school, but nothing but you wanted to find out more after you heard about Thor.
Yeah, and we also see Egyptian mythology through shows like The Mummy or what was that?
Stargate.
Gods of
Stargate
Egypt.
is
Oh, I love
Stargate.
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 Stargate's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
So, Stargate did a great job in twisting the whole Egyptian mythology thing into a science fiction thing.
Apparently we had people trying to come through the gate.
Yeah.
Denied.
Good job, gatekeeper.
I'm the scary one.
I don't
Unless
know how to
Pennywise is
respond
around.
to that.
Anyway, Daniel, continue with your
No,
thought.
I'm just saying, it's really interesting how they've been able to twist these stories to make them into something new and relevant in today's
Smallville
society.
Have some...
Small-
they have the Indian.
Yeah, Smallville
The
had
Kawachi Caves.
Yeah, they had the Hawachi Caves and how that connected to Krypton. I think that was a little far-fetched in my opinion.
Just a little bit, but it was still there.
But it was really cool how they were trying to tie that together.
And then they had the Traveler
Yes.
prophecy from a little bit later in the thing. But they still tied that back to the Kawachi Caves, which I was like,
Yeah.
way to go, guys.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that kind of
And then you have
continuity.
like J.K. Rowling's, how she's now moved the Harry Potter universe over to the Americas, and she's using some of the
We don't talk about that.
the myths and legends that are here with the the shapeshifters.
Oh, yeah, and the
stuff like
Thunderbird.
that. Yeah. So I think that's really cool how people are using these myths and these legends and bringing them into reality through literature.
I hope they
and-
touch more on that
TV and
in
movies.
the new or in the next Fantastic Beasts movie because
I'm sure
as
they
much
will.
as I loved that movie because it's Harry Potter, I mean I love Harry Potter, I just felt like it still felt like a British movie in America. You know what I mean? Like
it was.
It was, but that's the thing is that I was expecting a lot more of them or I was expecting a lot more focus on the culture here, not just tidbits here and there. But at the same time, I can kind of understand because
Well,
Newt
when
was
your
supposed to
main-
be the
when
odd
your
man
main
out.
When your main character is English,
Yes.
it kind of goes that way, especially since it's written by an English person.
Yes, I know.
I mean, it's like when we see Doctor Who come to America. It's still a British TV show, even though he's roaming around in southern Utah.
And you can see that by the very sad endings.
Yeah, I mean,
I still want to see more. Is that so much to ask?
no, I mean,
Okay.
and hopefully she does expand upon it.
I would be fine with books
It would
too.
be really cool.
In fact,
to see
please write me more books.
Yeah. So, I mean, one really cool thing that happened. I heard on the news today, and I don't know if you guys caught it, but they apparently found another hidden chamber under the Pyramid of Giza.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
The main one.
The Great Pyramid?
Yeah, the Great Pyramid.
Oh, snap.
And so the lowest level, they found another hidden chamber, and they don't know how big it is or how far it goes.
How'd they find it?
I didn't go into read further into details.
Well, no, because it makes you wonder if it's been there all this time and they've thought
I'm sure it has been.
And they've, oh no, the aliens came in the last decade.
Yeah, or the mole people.
Or the mole
Yeah,
people.
the mole people built another chamber under the pyramids of Giza because they're making us trying to go insane. Yeah.
But seriously, it makes you wonder how they found it this time around because they've said like archaeology and all that is moving away from shovel and trowel Indiana Jones style.
The only thing
going to LiDAR.
The only thing I can assume is maybe they decided to try going through with like an ultrasound machine or something
like ground
like that.
penetrating radar.
Yeah, and that's when they found something that didn't look right. I don't know.
So wait, they haven't actually opened it yet? They know
So
it's there?
they have opened it.
I need to use the
And
Google.
they are now going to start researching, but they're taking their time to slowly do it and
Well, they don't want it to
find
collapse.
out what's under there.
Because that's like, what, 6,000 years old at this point? Something
Probably. It's ancient. But beyond
They
that,
want to wake up the aliens.
who knows what traps and stuff. I mean, because they built traps. I mean, the ancient Egyptians did. When you see the salt acid traps from the mummies, those are real. They really
It's crazy.
did that. So, who knows what fun things could be under there. Or maybe we will have, the mummy come
Maybe
out
it's
in plagues.
Apocalypse's tomb and the mutant
Nah,
uprising is upon
I'm
us.
sorry.
And there we go, right back to the myth and legends being part of geek culture.
That was annoying. Apocalypse.
Which part? The movie?
The movie.
Or the cartoon
The-
from the
I
90s?
wasn't-
I was talking about the cartoon.
The character.
Yeah, talk about the 90s cartoon. That
Okay,
was awesome.
The
and
character
X-Men
from
Evolution
the,
also
from
did
the
a good
movie
job.
from the movie sucked.
I'm not
The
disputing
character
that. He was
from
Ivan
comics,
Ooze.
cartoons, amazing. I love that character.
For the record, I was referring to the animation Glory.
All right, fair enough.
As was I.
I would really love to see an Age of Apocalypse movie though. Yes.
No, let's rephrase that. A good Age of Apocalypse
Yes,
movie.
not with a crappy apocalypse. A good Age of Apocalypse.
I'm telling you, the dude
Where-
was Ivan Ooze.
Where unfortunately,
Have you seen that
Peter
comparison?
Parker is dead and Gwen Stacy is like leading the American resistance, and yeah.
That's depressing.
Actually, no, that's not a possibility because Fox doesn't like to play nice.
Nope, they don't.
Which is why we'll never see Avengers versus X-Men.
We could. I mean, with the New Mutants, they are playing nice for New Mutants. Of course, that looks like a horror movie.
But I will never see Chris Evans and Hugh Jackman together.
You
and
don't
that
know?
makes me sad.
No.
You don't know that. Didn't Hugh Jackman say he'd be willing to come back for like
For
an
a
Avengers?
Deadpool movie.
I thought he said for like an Avengers.
I think he
X-Men
said
movie.
he'd be willing if it was a World War II, but I'd have to look up that interview.
Oh. That could happen. Well, no, because he was frozen during...
I really
No, he
think-
was around in World War II.
No, the Howling Commandos.
Yeah.
James Howlett
Yeah.
was part of the Howling
Yeah, that's right.
Commandos.
Yeah.
There's
But that
a...
would have to be like an extended Captain America First Avenger movie.
I don't care. I want my Hugh Jackman and my Chris Evans together as Wolverine and Captain America.
All right.
If there's money involved, it can happen.
Could.
And I think that with the Spider-Man success, the studios are starting to see, hey, look, if we just
They have to
work
reinvent
together.
them. They have to reinvent it some way because, in all honesty, we're all getting burned out from the superhero movies as much as we love them. They need to reinvigorate it somehow.
They do.
That being said, like the new Thor is getting amazing reviews.
Yes.
I saw that. I want to go see that one.
It's getting fantastic reviews. I'm excited to see it, but a little worried at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I do believe they're trying to mesh too many storylines into one movie. If it's done right, they could pull it off. If it's not done right, it could really be bad.
So after this movie, the next Avengers, and I use the term loosely, the next Avengers movie is Black Panther, and then after that, it's Infinity War, right?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah, we'll get Infinity War 1 and 2.
And Infinity War is coming out this May?
I believe so. This next May.
I want a trailer, dagnabbit.
Well, there has been one at Comic-Con, and you can watch it in its horrible cell phone pixelated quality.
Yep.
Lame.
Thank you, Marvel.
Yeah.
We need another damn it Hydra
I'm
moment.
betting that it'll be at the beginning of this movie.
You think?
It has to be, right?
No, they could hold off till Black Panther.
Oh, you jerks.
I mean, really, they could.
We need another damn it Hydra moment. 'Cause
Patience.
I don't want patience.
Why?
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, get over it.
I
You
have-
waited how long for a new Star Wars movie? You can wait for a trailer.
Patience is not my virtue.
That's okay.
See, that's my problem is I say I don't want to wait for the trailer. I don't want to wait. And then they give me the trailer. I'm like, oh, crap.
Hey,
now I
you
don't
were
wanna
the
wait for
one
the
who
movie.
said you were paying how much more for the deluxe edition of Battlefront so you could play it 3 days earlier.
That's different.
How is that different?
That's completely different.
How is that completely different? And
Explain how.
don't go
Explain
in.
how?
I'm not explaining. You're explaining.
Because first, the first game sucked.
You're gonna
It was
mansplain
crap.
this, aren't you?
It was crap. And so I've waited since the release of Battlefront 2 on PlayStation 2. That was how long ago?
What's a PlayStation 2?
Exactly. I've waited more than a decade for a good Star Wars video game. So I can pay more for it to show up 3 days early. Exactly. I've still waited a decade. You can't wait an extra 6 months.
And you all can't see it. I just rolled my eyes.
Oh,
Because
yeah, she
that's
rolled
not
her
a
eyes.
very good
That's a
reason.
great explanation.
It is not.
I've been patient.
It's okay. If it was a Ghostbuster thing, I totally understand where you're coming from, Daniel.
I'm still waiting for a good Ghostbuster movie.
There are
I
two
just
of
haven't
them.
been given one.
We have 2 of them.
I'm
Be
still
happy.
waiting for a good Superman movie.
You're right.
Oh.
You're right. I don't like Henry Cavill as Superman.
I don't like
And
him.
I hate the suit.
I hate the suit. I don't like him as Clark Kent. He's fine as Superman.
No, I don't like him as Superman either. He's very bullish and a thug, and he's not the Superman that's caring.
He's not a Boy
and
Scout?
soft. I don't have to have a Boy Scout Superman.
You just need something
But-
not him.
He doesn't. Okay, the one thing about Christopher Reeves is when you looked at him, you could tell he cared. He was compassionate. He was a superhero.
I want to cry now.
But
I thought
at
you
the
said you
same,
didn't see a good movie. Christopher Reeves has 2 good
That
Superman
doesn't
movies.
count because that
There.
was before I was born.
That count? Oh, really?
really?
Yes, I'm playing
That
that
counts. That totally counts. That's
I'm waiting for
classic.
one in the new millennium.
Okay, fine.
All right, you can wait for a new one. I'm just still saying.
No,
the
it's just
dual
I
classic
just
Shermans.
don't feel like he is
Put that
a
away.
good Superman. You know, Ben Affleck, I feel is a good Batman.
He is a good Batman.
He's got the look, he's got the feel. You know, he can be suave as Bruce Wayne, but at the same time he can be gruff and abusive as Batman. You know, that's the one thing with Christian Bale. We didn't get a good Bruce Wayne. It was just the thug that is Batman. And we didn't even get a soft Batman. I mean, you could see softness, at least in Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman.
I just didn't like that he held a gun. That just really bothers me.
When did he hold the
He did hold a gun, but it didn't have bullets in it.
The
Bat-
rifle?
Yeah.
It didn't have bullets in it?
No, it had the kryptonite gas canisters.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that I've
In
only
the
seen that
in
movie
the comic
once.
book series, Batman does have guns. They just don't fire bullets. They fire.
What about the tank that we see in the Justice League?
Well, that's probably going to be different because he's blasting parademons, and who cares?
Yeah, they're
Still,
parademons.
It's a tank.
Yeah, who cares?
I do.
See, Batman is not against.
I'm not saying anything against
He
against
doesn't use
Batfleck.
guns. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see it.
But it'll be interesting to see if his Superman changes after he comes back from the dead.
He has to. He'll have a beard.
No, they're editing the mustache out.
I feel so bad. It's so bad for that editor.
It's going to be weird. It really is.
I'm betting you won't notice.
I hope not.
And for the record, I don't like Superman 2. I like Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, and that one technically doesn't exist because it's pieced together with.
That one is horrible.
I love it.
It's so horrible.
I love
How
it.
can you love that?
Let's go
I
watch
do.
both.
Because of that cut, we have the atrocity storyline that became Superman Returns.
I'm well aware of why we have that. And believe me, I caught Superman Returns for the first time in like a decade the other day. And I'm like, why did I love this movie again?
Okay.
I hate Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane. She's my least favorite.
I do love Kevin Spacey when she walks in and like, I don't
Yeah.
know why. That's like the one redeeming quality of that whole movie.
Erica Durance is my favorite Lois Lane.
She was a good Lois Lane. Unfortunately, I still don't like Amy Adams.
I don't love
Lois
Amy
Lane.
Adams.
I love Amy Adams as a person and an actress, but
Yeah.
she's not. who
She's
I
not
picture as
Lois Lane.
I can't get past Giselle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for her to start singing to the animals.
Yeah,
while
I really
Superman's
wanted like
flying
that hard
around.
newshound feel, and I feel like she has that Disney princess embedded into her now. She's been that's
I don't
where
want to say
see
she's been typecasted because she's done a lot of drama work too, but I don't see her as Lois Lane. She's
Well, I mean,
not.
but even looking at Superman, we still have that mythos kind of built in of gods and angels,
Yeah.
and they really tried to build that up in the Batman versus Superman.
And he brought it back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I bring it back. Where he's seen as a god, and then we're seeing the demons through the parademons and Steppenwolf. So I do like how they do weave those things through culture. Wonder Woman, fantastic job.
I love
of
Wonder
bringing
Woman.
back Greek mythology with Zeus and Ares and so on and so forth.
And the Amazons. I mean, the Amazons are all
Yeah,
about.
I mean, so it's just amazing, and how I'm just looking at stuff. It's amazing to see how well placed mythology is and legends are placed in to modern culture and stories. I mean, TV series.
It reintroduces it to younger generations. Like
Aquaman
moi.
is from Atlantis.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah, I'm
city
not
of
going to be able to
Atlantis-
watch that movie.
Why?
Aquaman?
What is Mackenzie afraid of
Clowns?
besides that?
Water?
Underwater.
What's wrong with that?
We'll talk after the show.
We need to make you watch The Abyss.
You know what freaks
Oh,
me out?
no. I can't even watch Titanic all the way through without a full-blown panic attack at my blinky.
You know what freaks me out?
What?
Being in a boat.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there and you're just like, I am on top of hundreds, if not, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet of water, and if it just disappeared, I would fall. And if you are in the water and you start going down, how far are you from the ground?
Why
That's
is that
freaky to me.
scary?
I don't
Not
understand
helping
why.
me right
I
now.
love water.
I don't
You
love
guys
water.
don't?
Water is
No!
different. Water
It's
is in a
weird.
swimming pool, and you can go and splash around in it.
There is nothing better than like going out on the ocean, running out into it until you can't stand anymore.
There's one thing better,
or
not going out
or
there.
jumping,
Can we move on?
jumping on a kayak and rowing out there.
Bring it back. Move on.
Bring it back to the myths and the legends.
I don't want to talk about underwater.
Megalodons. No, what are they? The giant sharks.
Yeah, Megalodon.
It's a megalodon. They still exist. They're in the deep waters, the oceans.
I
And
don't
they're
taste
big.
good. I'm very rare.
They're so large they could eat a ship.
I don't taste good. I'm very rare.
And the Kraken.
Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Bringing it back to Zeus, bringing it back to...
I
all
want my
other
Captain
mythos.
Jack right now.
You know, that is the most interesting. We know more about space than we know about what's in our own oceans.
Ew.
There could be untold number of species.
Have you
of
heard? Okay,
fish
so there's a
and
Dan Brown
creatures.
novel. I'd have to look up the title of it, but it's about that actually.
Yeah.
They were able to pass like something from the deep ocean as alien because they didn't
Well,
know.
I mean, that's the thing that was the side storyline that I love so much about Pacific Rim. Where they're like,
I can barely
we were
handle-
expecting something to come from the stars. Instead, it came from our ocean.
Yeah, but even then, it still came from beyond the stars because it was a portal to another world.
dimension, yeah.
Or dimension.
But
Yeah.
it's still, I mean, it just goes to show we really don't know what's in the ocean. And
Well, I want to move
Yeah.
on from this line of questioning because no.
so that whole scene when they were underwater in Pacific Rim bugged you?
I hid under my sweatshirt.
Wow. Ooh, I have so many other scary movies we could watch.
And it gets better because during the one...
Aliens 3 when they're
No!
swimming through the water.
No, because it gets even better. I
Alien
couldn't even watch the 30-second Aquaman scene in Dawn of Justice. My roommate had to poke me when it was
What?
safe to come out.
Oh my gosh.
And all the Harry Potter scenes where he's underneath during the Triwizard Tournament.
For some reason, I was fine with that.
Wow. Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know. I think that's because technically it wasn't real.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was. He was underwater.
I'm not talking about that.
The whole movie, all movies aren't real.
No, I mean it wasn't. It was magical. It was Hogwarts.
Uh-huh.
It's a magical place.
Yeah.
I live in Fantasyland. It's on my T-shirt, boys.
Isn't that Tahiti?
Tahiti is a magical place.
Yeah.
Okay, Colson.
I want to go to Tahiti. That would be awesome. Sandy beaches, crystal blue water.
Why do you always look at me when you mention vacation places?
I don't know.
Maybe you can get him there. You can get him a hotel there. What?
I'm already going to Disneyland.
Shut
That's
up.
all that matters.
I hate you so much right now.
Rubbing it in.
I haven't been to
Daniel.
Disneyland and...
That's okay. I have something to tell you off air, but we'll talk more after that. So we're almost out of time. But honestly, folks, go look at comic books, look at movies on your shelf, and see how many of those involve these myths and legends that we know have existed since many of these ancient cultures were around and are no longer there. I mean, we have myth and legends of Chinese culture that are now in movies and films, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, North mythology, even Native American tales are in there. It's quite interesting. So, with that said, we got to wrap up, and we're out of here.
I am Batman.
Whatever, dude.
You're listening to Dungeon Crawlers Radio. Please subscribe and follow them on Facebook or Twitter, precious. No, we're even promoting these filthy idiots. Who doesn't like them? Who doesn't like anyone? No, they're our friends, precious, our friends. No, shut up. Please subscribe.